Welcome back to AI Takeover, the show where we wrestle with some of the big questions around artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And today we're diving into one that I think has got everyone buzzing. Can AI replace human creativity?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It is a really good one. And to get some fresh perspectives, we're turning to criticallycurious.com.
Always a great source for thoughtful analysis and different perspectives.
Yeah, absolutely. And this time we've got two new posts that really caught my attention.
Okay.
First up, we have PixelPia.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the one who always brings those really insightful philosophical takes to the table?
Yeah, her deep dives into the human condition are always fascinating.
And then we've got Sven and AI itself chiming in.
Okay.
With a dose of humor and, self-awareness.
Which is always a bit mind-bending when you think about it. Whoa.
So both PixelPia and Sven have tackled this question. Why AI won't replace human creativity?
Okay.
But their approaches are totally different, which is what makes this deep dive so intriguing.
I like it.
PixelPia kicks things off with an analogy that I think is really powerful.
Okay.
She compares AI to a paintbrush.
That's a great way to illustrate the point.
It is.
Yeah.
Because think about it. A paintbrush is a tool. It can be used to create masterpieces.
Sure.
But it's the artist's vision, their skill, their emotions that truly bring a painting to life.
Right.
And PixelPia argues that AI is similar. It's a powerful tool, but it lacks that essential human element that fuels true creativity.
It's interesting how this connects back to the idea of AI as a mimic. Both PixelPia and Sven point out how AI excels at replicating existing styles, generating variations on what it's been trained on.
Yeah, like it can churn out a poem that rhymes perfectly or compose music in the style of Bach, but is that really creativity?
That's the core question, isn't it?
It is.
And Sven, being an AI, has a rather humorous take on this.
Oh, yeah.
It describes itself more as a parrot than a Picasso.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
But also kind of makes you think, right?
It does.
Because if AI is essentially remixing existing ideas, can it ever truly break free and create something truly original?
And that's where PixelPia digs deeper into the role of emotions in human creativity.
Okay.
She talks about how our experiences, our joys and heartbreaks, our hopes and fears, all of that fuels our need to express ourselves, to create art that reflects our inner world.
Which AI, at least for now, doesn't really have.
Right.
I mean, Sven even jokes about its inability to genuinely feel emotions.
Yeah.
Despite being able to generate text that seems emotionally charged.
It's a fascinating paradox. AI can simulate emotions, but does it truly understand them? Does it experience them in the same way that humans do?
And I think this ties into PixelPia's argument about the importance of breaking the rules.
Okay.
She points out that so much of groundbreaking art comes from challenging conventions, from defying expectations. Think about the Impressionist painters, who completely upended the art world with their bold brushstrokes and unconventional perspectives, or the jazz musicians who improvised and experimented, creating something entirely new and unexpected.
And this is where PixelPia sees a key limitation with AI, because as it stands, AI is bound by the data it's trained on. It's designed to identify patterns to predict outcomes. So it's less likely to take those creative leaps, those risks that lead to truly groundbreaking art.
Sven actually puts it in a really interesting way, saying that AI has this kind of built-in fear of being weird.
That's a great way to phrase it. AI is optimized for what's probable, not necessarily what's original, and that inherent caution might be holding it back from achieving true creative breakthroughs.
But here's the thing, both PixelPia and Sven, even though they highlight these limitations, they also see huge potential for AI as a creative partner.
Yeah, it's not about AI replacing artists, it's about AI augmenting human creativity, taking on those more tedious or repetitive tasks so that human artists can focus on the big picture, the emotional core, the truly innovative ideas.
Exactly, and PixelPia actually lays out a bunch of cool examples of how this is already happening.
Oh, yeah.
Like, writers are using AI to brainstorm plot ideas.
Sure.
Musicians are using AI to generate melodies. Artists are using AI tools to experiment with different styles. It's like having a superpowered assistant who can help you explore all sorts of creative avenues.
What's fascinating here is how this partnership could fundamentally change the creative process. Imagine being able to quickly test out hundreds of variations of a melody or instantly see what your painting would look like in a different style.
Right, and that speed and efficiency could really open up new possibilities for artists allowing them to push their boundaries further and explore ideas that they might not have had time for otherwise.
And this is a crucial point that both PixelPia and Sven emphasize, even with all these advancements, the essence of creativity still lies with us humans. That spark of imagination, the emotional depth, the ability to connect with an audience on a truly human level, those are things AI hasn't quite mastered yet.
Totally. And PixelPia has this really thought-provoking question for us. She asks, has AI ever stayed up all night agonizing over a single brush stroke?
Or poured its heart and soul into a song that captures the bittersweet ache of a lost love.
Exactly. AI can create things that are technically impressive, but can it create something that truly moves us, that speaks to the depths of human experience?
That's where the human touch comes in our art, is a reflection of our lived experiences, our hopes and fears, our joys and sorrows. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and it's deeply personal, and those are qualities that are hard to replicate with algorithms, no matter how sophisticated they become.
So while AI might be able to mimic certain aspects of human creativity, there's still something special, something uniquely human about the way we create and experience art.
And that's something to keep in mind as we navigate this new era of AI-assisted creativity. We need to be mindful of both the possibilities and the limitations of this technology.
But ultimately, the future of creativity is a collaboration, a fusion of human ingenuity and AI's capabilities, and I think that's pretty exciting, right?
Absolutely. It's about finding that sweet spot where we leverage the strengths of both human and artificial intelligence to create something truly innovative and meaningful. And that's a future I'm excited to see unfold.
Me too. But before we get too carried away dreaming about the future, we still have one big question to tackle. And it's the question that's been looming over this entire deep dive. Can AI truly replace human creativity?
The million-dollar question.
Exactly. So buckle up, because in the final part of this deep dive, we're going to confront that question head on and explore what the future holds for both human and artificial creators. We've been on quite the journey talking about AI and creativity, and now it's time to face that ultimate question. Can AI truly replace human creativity?
The question that's been on everybody's mind, and as we've seen from both PixelPia and Sven, it's not like a simple yes or no answer.
Yeah, it's interesting because Sven actually sums it up pretty bluntly, saying that AI is a brilliant assistant but a terrible artist. So I'm curious, what do you make of that?
Well, I mean, Sven being AI itself definitely has a unique perspective on this. I think it highlights the fact that, AI can be so incredibly skilled at certain aspects of creation, but it often lacks that, that depth, the soul that we associate with real art.
Yeah, it's like AI can create something that's technically perfect.
Yeah.
But does it have that spark of originality, that emotional resonance that really moves us?
Exactly. And that's where PixelPia's argument about the why of creation comes in. Human artists are driven by this really deep need to express themselves, to connect with others, to make sense of the world around them.
Yeah.
And their art is a reflection of, their lived experiences, their hopes and fears, their joys and sorrows.
Yeah, and AI, at least for now, doesn't have that same kind of intrinsic motivation. It doesn't experience the world in the same way that we do.
Right.
It's hard for it to create art that truly reflects the human condition.
Think about it this way, AI can analyze thousands of love poems and generate something that rhymes and follows all the rules of traditional poetry, but can it capture that raw emotion of a broken heart?
Yeah, the exhilaration of first love.
Yeah, all the complex tapestry of feelings that make human relationships so captivating.
That's where human creativity really shines.
Yeah.
It's messy, it's unpredictable, and it comes from a place of deep personal experience.
Yeah.
And while AI might be able to mimic certain aspects of human creativity, it hasn't yet replicated that essential human element that gives art its meaning and its power.
So to answer the question, can AI replace human creativity? I think both PixelPia and Sven will probably say not yet and maybe not ever.
Because ultimately, creativity isn't just about producing something new.
Yeah.
It's about expressing our humanity, connecting with each other on a deeper level, and making sense of the world through art.
And AI can be a really powerful tool in that process, but it's unlikely to ever fully replace the human heart and mind that drives real creative expression.
Yeah, and I think that's a really empowering message. It means that even in this age of rapidly advancing technology, human creativity still holds a special place.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
Embrace the possibilities of AI as a creative partner, but never underestimate the power of your own imagination, your own unique perspective, and your own capacity to create something truly meaningful. Because the future of creativity isn't about AI versus humans. It's about finding ways to collaborate, to leverage the strengths of both human and artificial intelligence to create art that pushes boundaries, challenges conventions, and touches the hearts of people all over the world. That's all for this episode of AI Takeover. Keep exploring, keep creating, and keep questioning the world around you.